I love Zelda. While Sonic is my favorite franchise,
Yeah!
Zelda is definitely at least number 3 for me. I love Zelda, and I love Ocarina of Time. Look, I know this might sound ridiculous, but Ocarina of Time really did change my life. But in order to start with that, I have to explain how I even managed to learn of the Zelda franchise. See, growing up, I'm still growing up, but see, I used to play 2D Sonic games, but I'm not exactly the richest guy. I tend to play on sites in order to get access to these games for free. Allegedly. One day while I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2, because that's my favorite classic Sonic game, I ended up seeing this game at the bottom of the website. I played Zelda 1 when I was 11, and as much as I love Zelda now, you'd think I loved it back then. But when I played Zelda 1, I was bored. Yeah, I got very bored. I just dropped the game. I found like the sword aspect and the sword beam cool, but I just couldn't get into it. I found it boring. Honestly, I didn't like the franchise. Truth be told, I didn't even remember the name of the game after I was done with it. So after a year of never playing Zelda or hearing of it again, I was on YouTube and I saw a video by Liam Triforce on The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I watched his video and I listened. I wanted to play the game myself now, but I didn't have a method because I didn't know how emulators worked. But then I dug deeper and I learned of this thing called Ship of Harkinian. I will have a link to it in the description if you want to play Ocarina of Time yourself. It is a joke based on the Hyrulean king found within the Zelda CDI games. For those of you unaware, the Ship of Harkinian is a remake of Ocarina of Time for the PC. Though you do need the code of the original game, it aims to remake Ocarina of Time on PC. Now, if you need the code, is that even legal? Can I legally slide you the code? And we can figure that out. But anyways, fun fact. In my younger days, when I was around 11, actually, not 11, but 12, one of my first attempts on this channel was actually playing Ocarina of Time. I ended up giving up on the idea because you'll find out why later in the video. But yeah, it was one of my first attempts at making videos was to play Ocarina of Time and record myself. All those videos got deleted though because my microphone wasn't working. They were probably made, I don't know, I think I finished them, but yeah, I got rid of them. I honestly was whatever with the game at the time, and on top of that I had some problems in real life too at the time. Continuing with this, I ended up getting my hands on the code of Ocarina of Time. Legally, of course. But ignoring that, I did load up the code and I played the upgraded version of the game, which is Ship of Harkinian, back then. And honestly, I found the game boring. Yes, Zelda just didn't click with me instantly, truthfully. I still played the game, hoping to see what people saw in it. Like, I kept seeing people say it was great, especially after I saw the Liam Triforce video. I watched many other Ocarina of Time reviews, and they were all glazing the game, and they kept on saying it was good. So I kept playing, and I kept playing, and I kept playing, but I just couldn't get into it. I was an autopilot. I genuinely didn't care about the game at that time. And at one point, I ran into a roadblock inside of Jabu Jabu's belly, and I just started using a video guide. I started relying on the guide. I didn't even care anymore. I didn't even name myself Link at that point. I named myself with my real name back then. I honestly just didn't care about any of the lore. I would just play, look at the guide, play, look at the guide, play, look at the guide. But then something changed. Eventually, as we all do, I got to the water temple. And then, after seeing Princess Rudo and Link together, and the way Rudo kept talking to Link, I actually started to get interested in the lore. And I made a decision. I turned off the guide and I deleted my save file. The decision definitely hurt, but I knew it was for the better. So I looked up some of the lore from the original game. I renamed my save file Link and I played the game. I actually played the game this time. I didn't just look at a guide. I played on my own. Dungeons would take like days to finish. Mini dungeons like the well would take hours. Ganon's castle took me 5 hours to complete. And after beating Ganon, which took save scumming because I didn't know I needed to use light arrows, I learned something about the game. And ever since, it's been something that happens when I play Zelda games now. After a while of playing, I became Link. See, this is a habit I have with Zelda games, and it all started with Ocarina of Time. I don't just play with Link like he's a character. I like to play as Link. And I know many others think like me, where they will become Link. We don't just play like him, we start to act like him. Talk to the characters as if they're real, because they do feel real, they're nearly real. Hell, in Wind Waker I even have an inside joke with the King of Red Lions. But that's for the Wind Waker video. As I focused more and more on the story, I learned more and more about the world. The world and the people that lived in it intrigued me. The people felt real. And for a moment, living with them as Link, I was happy. Zelda as a franchise is very good at doing this. They're very good at making you feel as if you're in the character's shoes, as if you're Link himself. Because after all, Link is meant to be the link between the player and the game. You're meant to feel like Link because you are Link. Or to be more exact, he is you. It wasn't just Link who had to leave with Navi on an adventure. It wasn't just Link that went to Castletown. It wasn't just Link who had to pull out the Master Sword. It wasn't just Link who was faced with a marriage prospect from Princess Rudo. It wasn't just Link who had to save Zelda. And it wasn't just Link who had to face off against Ganon. Now that I had focused more on the actual story, I had realized the deeper meaning of Ocarina of Time. It's a game about growing up in self-discovery. A 9-year-old kid was forced to become the future's hero, simply because no one was as equipped as him for the job. He willingly sacrificed his own childhood, his own enjoyment, and his own happiness for the sake of others for a noble cause. Now, truthfully, I've always been a childish person ever since I was 4. I don't think I ever actually grew up, but seeing Link be forced to become a stronger person, being forced to become a better person, with no way back to receive comfort, and no way back to his old friends, while playing as Link, I realized that I needed to grow up. I may not have been grown yet at that point in time, but I knew that one day I would get there. And when I got there, I needed to be mature enough. And it all started because of this game. The people of Hyrule may not be aware, and I feel like that's an allegory of real life. People aren't always aware of what goes on with you. But similar to Link, we always have to keep moving forward. So what does this mean? How did the game change mine and so many others' lives? It's simple. When you pay attention to the story, you start to realize the game forces you, similar to Link, to face reality. You can't just hide behind the shield of childhood forever. Link has to adapt. You have to adapt. Link never truly recovered from the events of Ocarina of Time. We learned that in Twilight Princess. But he still kept going forward. Zelda tried to make him relive his childhood, but that just did more bad than good. And honestly, it shows a lot. The only person that can help you grow up is yourself. There's no way to relive your childhood. What's gone is gone. We can only hope to look forward. For the betterment of ourselves and those around us, we can only hope to look forward. Link looks forward for others, but he looks back for himself. That's why he fell into madness. The truth is, while looking back may seem good in the moments, we always have to look forward. We can't forget what is behind us, and we are allowed to remember them, but we can't linger on it for too long. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a kid making YouTube videos on a game that is completely unrelated to my channel that will probably be doing terrible in the algorithm. But on a more serious note, after playing this game, I did eventually go on to play Majora's Mask recently. I 100% Majora's Mask. It was an experience. It was definitely something becoming Link while playing that game. And I definitely had to use a guide that time, because I was 100% in, and the dungeons in Majora's Mask, there's something else. As I was 100% in the game though, I noticed stuff that I didn't notice before. But that's for the Majora's Mask video, depending on how good this video does. Truthfully, I needed to prepare for Majora's Mask. And in order to get there, well, one of the games that helped prepare me was, obviously, the best Zelda game of all time. The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. And I think I needed to play that game too. That game was nice. It was a great experience. Especially considering that the first time I managed to play the game was during one of the worst times in my life. But the story behind why Wind Waker is my favorite game of all time, well, that's a story for another day. Okay, so like I'm in my basement and stuff, right? Like you can hear the reactor. I just wanted to share one of my favorite Zelda related items that I own. I have a Master Sword and Hylian Shield replica. I play with it all the time actually. It's pretty fun to use. Like let me show you them. Damn it, hold on, wait. While I'm here, I want to say some things I didn't say in the video. One, I like the music, I like the characters. I like how the characters change to respect like Link over time, like with the guard gate from the mask mission. I should have the recording of me doing it on screen, but from when you give him the Keating mask, I low-key really like the sword. I'm not gonna hold you, I really like the sword. But yes, I have the Hylian shield and the Master Sword in my basement. I normally keep it in my closet, but it's whatever. So anyways, yeah, I just came here to say that yeah, I enjoy the music, I enjoy the characters, I enjoy all that stuff that feels real. Ooh, my phone cover makes it blurry. Anyways, yeah, I enjoy all that stuff that makes the world feel more real. Like the characters, how they interact, etc, etc. The music is also really nice, and yeah. Is there anything I'm forgetting? If there is, I'll probably stop it on the video. Anyway, see ya.